If you mention the name Quavo, it could mean different things. Quavo can mean, number one, an American rapper based out of Atlanta, 1/3 of the legendary rap group The Migos, a well-known guy in the Atlanta scene, a person who dated Saweetie. You get my drift. Then there's another side of Quavo. You could also say Quavo, also known as a scammer, a liar, and a cheat. Unfortunately, these are also epithets of this particular rapper.
So now you're walking out, and I need my money back. And we're also getting Aiden Ross's lawyers to pursue legal action towards Quavo and his team. I have nothing against Quavo. I was the biggest fan. I'm not a fan anymore. I'm done. And I know one person's not going to make a difference, but it is going to make a difference when you went on the podium with a Kamala Harris, and now the whole world is against you. So walking out, and yeah, I know more stuff about you that I could leak.
It's a known fact that Quavo scammed Vitaly, maybe even over $300,000, and also Aiden Ross. This is just kind of what some of these rap guys do. But at the same time he scammed Vitaly, he was doing this.
So one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stand on business.
Yeah, our boy Quavo was basically endorsing Kamala Harris for president. But the court of public opinion is still out on Quavo. He's not doing a whole bunch of music now, but he is under some controversy because just the other day, a fan asked him for a photo. And it went like this.
Quavo, I know you're taking a shoot. Can I have a picture, please? After you finish? He said after he finished. Okay. Bad thing. You should be happy. Yeah, bless you too, but don't do that. Don't do that. Because of me, that's because of you, so don't do that. I mean, like, so what? You up there, so you should try to help somebody else. Don't do that.
Now, for those of you guys who can see this video, there's a black woman. It seems that she's asking in a very friendly way, hey, can I take a photo with you? Quavo, according to her, appears to say, yeah, just hold on. Let me just finish what I'm doing right here, and then I'll take the photo with you. Now, some white woman is walking into the midst of field, and she comes later. And instead of Quavo honoring the request of the black lady, he pours the white lady a drink and starts doing some dance with this white lady. Now, it is not understood if he knew this lady or not, or if she's a person that is brand new, but we would believe that, Quavo didn't know this person. She just happened to be in his scene of view. And then afterwards, Quavo refused to give this lady a photo and just hops on the yacht and just tells her, bless you. Now, the lady is upset because she's like, yo, well, I waited for the picture. You don't want to give me the picture. And it is true that we don't have all of the video or Quavo's entire side of the story. We don't know if the lady cursed at Quavo or said anything derogatory towards him that could make him change his mind. But from what it seems on the video, he didn't want to give her the photo, made her wait, and just didn't care, and went onto the yacht. And for what we know about Quavo, this is something definitely down his alley. But check this out, guys. You know your boy has been doing some investigator journalism here on YouTube. And just while this was happening this week, something happened very similar like this last week.
But I was about to go into the store, right? There was a black man there. He was with a white woman. You could tell they were together. Okay. As I'm getting ready to come into the establishment, I'm right behind them. He holds the door for me. I said, thank you. He said, oh, you're very welcome. Okay. There was a black lady right behind me. He let that door go and slam in her face. And I looked and I even said to him, I said, oh, that was very rude. And he said, what happened? I held the door for you. I said, yes, you did. I said, but why did you let it slam in her face? And he just kind of smirked and walked off. I have noticed that a lot of black men that specifically date white women, like to treat black women horribly.
He says, while I'm in the store, a black man is with a white woman. He notices that I'm trying to come into the store, and so he opens the door for me. Aww. At the same time, a black lady is coming in behind me. It's like he's intentionally pushing the door shut on her. And the white lady is confused because while she appreciates the fact that he opened the door for her, she does not appreciate the fact that he closed the door behind her and basically impeding the process of the black lady getting into the door, almost harming the black woman. And not to even mention that the black man had no sympathy or empathy for the black woman that he could have possibly hurt in the background. Now, when we look at Quavo's situation, we can look at it from differences of opinion. Now, is there a reason why Quavo could have just, dealt with the white lady and gave her attention over the black woman? Well, it's interesting. Shout out to Say Cheese. A few years ago, almost a decade ago, they interviewed a white rapper by the name of Dylan, not to be confused with the rapper Dylon that was signed to Diddy and Bad Boy for some time in making the band. But this particular rapper was asked about Iggy Azalea and basically white privilege in hip hop. Here's what he said.
Media gives Iggy Azalea a hard time, right? And a lot of people like to say, the whole white privilege thing with white rappers. Mm-hmm. How true is that?
If I was gonna be straight up honest with you, bro, 100% real, it exists. Hell yeah, white privilege exists. I mean, if you don't think it exists, I think you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because you just got to be able to, you have to be able to see the world and assess it and know what's real and what's not. And white privilege is a real thing. If you want to talk about like a lot like the buying audience, you know what I'm saying? I forgot the percentage numbers, but the majority of people who do buy music, they are white.
Now, why is this important? This can be important because according to this white rapper, it's easier for white rappers or white influencers to get big because, well, most of the country is white. And even though hip hop is very black oriented in its, in its beginnings and all of that, the paying base of hip hop is white. So while we may think that the Migos are big because of Atlanta and their sound that they came in, in the late 2000s or 2010s, that really may not be the case. The people that are really funding, Offset's career or Quavo's career, and rest in peace Takeoff, that really was white people. So when these rappers come across white fans, they treat them differently than they could treat black fans. So when he sees this white woman that is there, he is probably deferring to her because, hey, this is a white lady, white people have money, and they are the ones giving out the opportunities, while those of you who are black are not giving the opportunities. Now, then we can get to another level. Well, is this lady his type, right? And, the lady is an auntie. She talked about it, hey, I want a picture with you. But would he take a picture with her, or would he refuse to because he just wasn't attracted to her? I don't think that's the case either, because the Migos have fans that are represent everything in the spectrum: old, young, fat, skinny, lesbian, transgender. I'm sure Quavo has taken plenty of pictures with people he just wasn't attracted to. The question is, why are black women getting this certain treatments from people they even support? This is the truth, even with the singers they support when it comes to people like Maxwell, singing to a black audience. And that happened with that, like black women started saying, hey, why are you always singing to black women? And then you always have non-black women on your Instagram. Like, it doesn't make sense. The reality is that if Quavo is treating his fans like this is very bad. Like, it's a bad look. And, to treat your fan like this and, no matter, what, she's still a fan and she came first. You should honor that. I would be blind if I were to tell you that this is something that I see a lot. I mean, I'm seeing it even in Africa when white women coming over here. You see a lot of black women or the African women that the guys are kind of tired of them a little bit. Like, I had a speed dating event in Valentine's Day and for the Pan-African dating show, and some Chinese women came in the place. And when the Chinese women came, it was almost like you could hear a rat pissing on cotton, because all of the black guys were just interested in talking to these Chinese women. And if they would have came in groups, in large groups of numbers, I can almost assure you that it wouldn't be so many of those African Ugandan men concerned about those Ugandan women. And I think the same thing is happening with black men in America. It just shows that you have some black men out there who just do not care about black women anymore. And I hate to say it, but it's just evident. It's not a coincidence that this behavior is happening from black men towards black women, especially from the black men who are like 35 and under crowd, right? I think this is getting worse. And this is something that needs to be talked about. It needs to be brought to the forefront. It needs to be challenged. It needs to be discussed about how we can improve these relationships. Because if you have Quavo, a man who's just saying like, "Oh, listen, we want to, cater to a white fan versus a black fan," then what do you think can happen in many other cases? And this is what you see in sports. Like if you look at some of the guys that are playing right now in the NBA finals, look at Tyrese Halliburton. Okay? His girlfriend is what color? White. What about Shai Gorgeous Alexander, the current reigning MVP? What is his girlfriend? White. Also white. A lot is to be said about this. All right. So your first round draft pick, Caleb Williams, girlfriend last year, white. The current San Diego Chargers third string quarterback and former first round pick of the Niners, Trey Lance. His girlfriend and now wife is what? White. You're starting to see a lot of this everywhere you go. And this is concerning behavior that definitely needs to be talked about. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of Unless Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.